you out of, I wanna show you off. Take you out of, take you out of.
Alright, just getting footsteps back there, guys. Sometimes there's a glitch. But what is up, guys? We are jumping straight into the knife round here of Neon versus Soar Gaming. And as you can see, it's going to be Soar Kev who actually picks up 4 kills in that knife round, which is going to give Soar Gaming the opportunity to choose which side they want to start on right here on DE_cobblestone. And so tonight, like I said, it's going to be Neon facing off against Soar Gaming in the first match of the doubleheader. And this is a big match for Neon, as they have started off this season so far 0-2, so they're looking to switch things up a bit here tonight, maybe put a win on the boards, and we're going to jump straight into the pistol round. So it looks like it's actually going to be a 4-man armor buy on the T side for Soar Gaming. We may note that Soar did decide to start on T side, which is usually the favored side here on Cobblestone, usually posting a 9-6, 8-7 scoreline in favor of the T side. So it is going to be a full armor buy on Neon side, minus Malix, who is going to have a kit. And so it has been taken pretty slow so far in this round, but it does look, as the bomb and 4 players are heading over towards B, that it is going to be some sort of a B hit. And it's going to be Odin who comes in with the first interaction against Malix. He's going to drop the kill onto Malix, and it's actually going to be Zach and Kev who pick up 1 respectively, Chatterbox being able to return the favor onto Odin. So it is going to be an advantage for Soar Gaming, as they do have 4 players against Neon's 2. The bomb is going to go down on A site, as they decided to go through the connector and into A site rather than taking that B hit. Akro's going to return onto Zach, and he's going to bring it down to a 2 versus 3 situation here. So this is a big round, as it is the pistol round, as they are always so important, and is all going to be left up to Cuz in this round, and it is going to be Tech and Lowrider who drop the last 2 remaining players for Neon to give Soar Gaming the first round here on Cobblestone. So like I said, Neon is coming into this game 0-2 in the season. They fought pretty close matches during last week on Cash, losing a 16-12 and a 16-9, I believe. So like I said, they're looking to pull some things together here tonight, and hopefully give them their first win of this season. So again, another slow play starting off for Soar Gaming here, which we may note is Launder's team. And so I know a lot of teams have been looking at Launder's strats and philosophies on Cobble, so let's see if Soar Gaming's IGL Launders will pay off, even though he isn't here to play for this season. So into this early round, it is just a light buy for most of the Neon players. We see Akro, who had picked up some armor, and we actually see Chatter getting one of the excuse me, 1 kill so far in the round. But it is going to be a 4 versus 2 situation, and you think it is going to be a pretty abysmal rest of the round here, as the 2 players for Neon are posted up over at A. And it is going to be Zach planting the bomb over towards B. So now that the bomb is down, it is going to just be some after plant positions here, and it looks like Akro is going to opt to save his P250 in his armor. So we got about $950 being saved there. Not too bad of an idea, and we're actually going to see Malix pick up a deagle, and actually Akro's going to be able to get a MAC-10 as well. So Akro holding some heavy gear there with the flash and the MAC-10 pickup. But let's see if he's going to be able to stay alive long enough to save those utilities. And so the bomb will explode, and it looks like they're not going to fight against Akro. Maybe they think that he was able to pick up that MAC-10, which Chatterbox was able to get for his team, and he's going to be able to save it into this round. So it's a nice pickup, but nonetheless, it is going to be another save round here for Neon, going into the 3rd round here on Cobble. And for Soar Gaming, a bunch of utility already. Surprisingly, a really good amount of utility, but we're actually going to see Zach and Lowrider stick with the Galil, which is probably the right decision, thinking that Neon aren't going to buy up in this round, so there's no need to go ahead and go for the AK just yet. And so again, another very slow play here for Soar Gaming, just maybe seeing if they can find a stack or pick out some sort of push here before they commit to either of the bomb sites. And it is very, very slow play for both sides, and it's actually going to be Chatterbox who tries to make some of the first noise so far here in this round. And as you can already see, there's about 40 seconds off the clock, and there has still been no contact between these two teams. However, the guys of Soar Gaming, 4 out of the 5 players are here towards the A site, so this post up at A site by Neon is hopefully seeming going to be playing off, as there are 3 players here waiting for Soar Gaming to just waltz out of long. And so let's see here. They're going to meet each other, and let's see who's able to win this battle. You'd think Soar Gaming, but let's see if the pistol work of Neon can do anything. It is going to be Odin who picks up Cuz, and it's going to be Acro and actually Chatterbox to actually return the favor on Kevin Zach. So it is going to be an advantage here for Neon until Tech decides to take it back. And it's actually going to be Malix who returns the favor on a Tech route, and it is going to be Odin who comes in big with 3 kills so far in this round before Malix is able to pick up his second. And it's going to be left down to a 1v1 situation, but as Malix turns his back, it is going to be Lowrider that comes in and picks up the 3rd round for his team. So here's where things get interesting as we go into the first buy round here. The first really official round, I would say, other than the pistol round, as now both teams are going to be able to buy up. We see 4 AKs now on the side of Soar Gaming. We do not see Lowrider to actually go for anything more than that Galil. And we actually see the op on Cuz on the Neon side. So pretty much full utility here, pretty much a full buy by both sides. And I'm going to be very interested in seeing what happens in this round, as it is a pivotal round. It's going to be Malix and Tekru who are trading some bullets here in A. It's actually going to be Malix who gets backstabbed by Kev coming in from long. And as they've picked that guy from long, it actually looks like it's going to be some sort of an execute towards A site for Soar Gaming, leaving Lowrider as a lurk over here in the B castle. But as I say that, actually, they're just going to throw some decoy smokes and flashes towards A, and they're actually going to slow it down a little bit, work that pick. And actually, they've done 92 damage onto Acro as well, so they have done a lot of damage so far without actually really taking a lot of damage in return. So they're playing it slow, playing that man advantage, and they're just waiting for that time on the clock to hit, where they're going to go ahead and hit a site. It's actually going to be a 3-man stack over at A for Neon here, and it's actually the complete wrong play, as the round has been taken really, really slow. It is pivotal to make sure that you have a separation of guys on your site. So maybe 2 on B, 2 on A, rather than this 3-stack at A so late in the rounds. And it's going to be pretty much a clean hit here on the B site for Soar Gaming. They're going to molly out some positions, but it's not going to do anything, as the only guy here posted up at B is behind Rocket. It is going to be Zach who takes him down. There was a frag that was able to get returned onto Soar Gaming from Neon over there on the A site, but it is going to be a 4 versus 3 situation with Acro on very low HP. And at this rate, it is going to be a 3 versus 4 retake if they decide to go for it. And actually, on that note, after a couple of seconds of the bomb being planted, they're just going to go ahead and save, which I think is the right decision, as they have Cuz, without that head armor, already dropped down around 50 HP, and then they have Acro all the way down at 8 HP. So they're just going to go ahead and try and save some of the utility that they have. You know, they all have armor. We have the AWP, which is a huge weapon, and I think it's the right decision. But it is imperative that Neon start picking up some rounds here. And so it is going to be another round that goes Soar Gaming away. And now we have to see how much money Neon has to see if they can get a buy on Mal and Chatterbox, or if they're going to have to force up some sort of a not as decent weapon. And so we actually, it's funny, we see Lowrider on Soar Gaming side have 5.3 thousand, but he's still going to stick with that Galil, thinking that Neon may have some sort of a low quality buy, as they do have a Mag 7 on Chatter and a FAMAS on Malix. So let's see what happens here in this round. Very, very slow and passive play by both teams so far. Really taking advantage of the minute 55 on the clock. And wow, Lowrider's going to hit a nutty shot onto Cuz there. He's going to get a headshot through the smoke. I'm not sure if he was able to see him there through that corner of that smoke, but either way, a very, very nice shot. With that Galil especially to start off the round and give Soar Gaming the advantage. So now that the advantage is seemingly for Soar Gaming, it's also towards the B site, as they have got a pick over here towards the B site. It looks like that's the site that they're going to go to. It's going to be Chatterbox, who meets Lowrider at long, and Lowrider's going to be able to pick him off. So it is a 5v3 situation already again here. Acro, Malix, and Hornet it is left up to once again. So Soar is actually... Odin's actually going to be able to pick up two, one on Hornet and one on Malix, before just barely getting out of that molly there. And so again, it is going to be another save here for Acro, as a 1v5 really isn't the best situation to be in going into a retake scenario. So it's actually going to be all of Soar chasing after Acro, not wanting him to save that armor, not wanting him to save that kit or that AK, and for that matter, the 48 HP. And so let's see if he's going to be able to pick him out here. They're coming from all angles, and it is going to be Odin who actually picks up his third kill of the round onto Acro, and that's going to give Soar Gaming the 5th out of the 5 rounds here so far. And so as we have a moment here while the match is paused, I do want to go back to the previous games that Neon have played. And like I said, we said 16-12 and 16-9. And I was actually perfectly correct. So Neon so far this season, and I do mind you that this is CSGO main of ESCA that we're talking about here. And so that's a big accomplishment for Neon, for both of these teams really. So the competition is definitely at its highest point here in CSGO main, or I'm sorry, in ESEA main. And so far this season, for week 1, the map was Cache. And on Cache, Neon played Team Foundation, and they lost a close match of 16-12 just about a week ago. And then a day after that, they played Circa Esports, and they lost another close one at 16-9. So, like I said, once again, they're coming into this match hoping for the best, hoping that they can start turning the season around and hopefully take their 0-2 record to at least a 1-2, and hopefully maybe a 2-2 by the end of the doubleheader tonight. And so, no, I'm not exactly sure what team took the pause here. It looks like, as far as I was concerned, I think everyone was in the server. And now I've got chat stuck. Okay, so going into the 6th round here, we actually do see a buy up by Neon's side, and so let's see if we can make anything work of it. I'm trying to figure out how to get this chat to go away. And so again, a very slow passive play by both Neon and Soar Gaming, and props to Soar Gaming for doing that, especially on their T side, playing every round very, very slow and very, very precise. So it is going to be a pop flash into this middle area of cobblestone here towards A. And actually, it's going to be a good stack over here by Neon. It's going to be Mal who picks up Kev, but it's going to be Odin who picks up Mal to return the favor. So it is going to be a 4-on-4 scenario, which usually favors the T side, meaning that there is a weak link in the defense of the CT side. But like it stands, it is a 2 towards A and a 2 towards B. And it's actually going to be a perfect pop flash in, but it's going to be Tech who comes in huge, picking up Chatter and Acro, being able to just barely turn away from that flash there by Neon. And so now it is all left up to Cuz and Hornet to retake in this 4v2 situation. And it looks as if, once again, they are going to just opt to fall back and save that AWP and the M4 that they have. But let's see. In previous rounds, when they went to save, they weren't able to save the weapons, which is a huge upset, as, you know, you'd rather go for the kills if you know that you're going to die at the end of the round anyways. But it's actually going to be Hornet who picks up Tech, so a good kill so far, but it is going to be Lowrider who just backstabs, well, really sidestabs Cuz there. And so the bomb is going to blow up here, but let's see, are they going to be able to spot out Hornet? And yes, Lowrider is going to be able to pick up both guys that were trying to save their weapons, so But actually, one person died to the bomb, and there was another player that Hornet killed. So 2 good end round frags by Neon. And in just a moment, we'll pause here and see if we can get this chat out of the way. And so going into the 7th round, it's getting to a point where it's kind of critical that Neon starts picking up some rounds here. And we see this light by, so I wouldn't expect, obviously, that round to come now. But you never know with pistol rounds here on CSGO. In the past, pistols weren't as powerful, but it seems that you never know with a pistol round anymore. So we do see 4 guys for Soar Gaming over here towards this A site. And we have Lowrider once again holding this lurk position at B, and it's going to be Kev and Odin who pick up Acro and Malix respectively to give Soar Gaming once again another advantage. And so it is that 5 versus 3 advantage, and like we've seen in multiple rounds, after getting those picked towards A, they actually work their players back around towards B. And so we are going to have pretty much no contact here at B, but it is going to be Lowrider who picks out Hornet, who peeks there from that sunroom. And so other than that, it is going to be pretty much a free plant here on the B site. So we have Cuz, I'm trying to figure out this chat so I can see what's going on here a little bit better. And he's just barely going to pick up the kill on Odin, but it is going to be Kev who sidestabs him once again. So a lot of these save situations going for broke for Neon. And let's see, it actually is going to be Chatterbox who ends up dying to Kev. So 3 kills that round for Kev, 1 on Lowrider and 1 on Tex. So another very good, clean round for Soar Gaming. And as you can see, they're starting to build up that economy. I'm going to take a moment here to just pause this and see if we can get rid of this chat. You're going to have to excuse me for a moment, as I can't even seem to do really anything here. I apologize. Give me just a second so that we can jump back into the server here. And so one of the biggest things right now that's going on is that Soar Gaming is kind of, as it stands right now, is running over. Actually, the reason being is that there seems to be an update for Counter-Strike. But what's going on is Soar Gaming at this point is really just running over Neon, and Neon hasn't been able to gain any of that momentum to try and pick up a round or 2 rounds or break the economy of Soar Gaming anyways. As you saw, is like there seems to be almost I apologize, guys, here, as we're trying to... It seems that there's been an update for Counter-Strike that has actually kind of messed up the cobblestone map. So give me just a second to... I think we have to update the map, but we have to download which map... Or, sorry, we have to download the previous version of Cobble that this was being played on. Let me just get back to where we were here. Like I said, once again, I apologize, but... Okay. Very unexpected there that, of course, in the middle of the match, there would be some sort of update that messes around with Cobblestone in particular, but I guess that is just my luck. So as we go into this 8th round, what I was saying is that really what Neon need to start doing is breaking this economy of Soar Gaming, because not only if Neon picks up 1 round, or not only if they pick up 2 rounds, Soar Gaming is seemingly going to buy endlessly. And so let's see if we can get anything here. It's actually going to be Odin who picks up that first frag onto Hornet, so that advantage seemingly going to Soar Gaming round and round again. And so it is a 5v4 advantage. And unfortunately, Neon just haven't been able to capitalize on any of their first peaks, their initial peaks, and really haven't been able to, those first engagements, haven't been able to win any of those. And so let's see if they can bring it back here, as it looks like Soar Gaming is actually moving on over towards... Why? It sounds like somebody's sipping a soda. I don't know if it's something rolling around on the map, but anyways, it's actually a very good stack here by Neon. Let's see if they can win this round. It's very, very crucial that they start winning these rounds, and they're in a good position to do it here. It's going to be Tech who gets that entry onto Cuz, and it's actually going to be Chatter who picks up 2, and Mal who gets 1, and it's going to be Chatter who comes up huge this round and picks up 3 frags, and hopefully this round can go towards Neon. And it is, as Mal, with that AWP, is able to pick up 2, and Chatter picking up 3 for the combined 5 kills to give Neon their first round here on the 8th round. So a huge round, but like I said, it is imperative that not only they follow up this round with a win, but maybe even the round after this, as you can see the money on Soar Gaming's side is pretty nice. They're able to buy up in this round after losing, and there's still people at 8k plus, and so it is imperative that they start winning these rounds back to back and start stringing some rounds together, not only to break the economy, but also to ensure momentum going into the second half, as and hopefully finishing up this half quite nicely as well. And so again, this slow play towards A at the very beginning of the round by Soar Gaming, we see it time and time again, just looking to see if anybody will peek out, peek it long, peek it mid, peek somewhere where Soar Gaming can gain that advantage like they've done in almost all of the previous rounds. And so we see good, pretty much on everybody on the map has very good utility. We see flashes, smokes, mollies, HEs on almost everyone here. Just a little lack of utility on the Neon side, but that's expected after only winning the first round out of the first 8 rounds. So it is important that they're careful with their utility, as Cuz now and Chatterbox have used all of theirs, but there is still 3 smokes and 2 mollies, so some good to work with. But let's see this peek it long. Let's see, Mal's actually going to be able to get the headshot there onto Odin, so that's a big pick, as Odin is the AWP for Soar Gaming. So a huge 5 versus 4 advantage here for Neon. The first advantage I think they've given themselves all map. And so let's see if they can capitalize on that. They've given them a lot of ground onto this A site, and let's see, Tech is actually going to be able to pick up Hornet, but Hornet is going to return the favor onto Zach, so it is going to be brought again to this 4v3 advantage here for Neon. And now what Neon has to be careful of is Lowrider backstabbing them, as they've done again and again in this lurk position. He's going to be able to pick up 1. Hopefully he isn't able to pick up any more, or it is going to be a devastating round for Neon, as it brings it down to a 3v3 situation. It's going to be Tech who gets another one, and actually Kev and Lowrider, who also get 1, to just completely annihilate Neon here on that A site hold. It was looking very, very good, and really where that lack of momentum came in that round is, they got the initial pick there. But unfortunately, that backstab by Lowrider costed 2 of Neon's players' lives. So it's unfortunate, but let's see if they can make something happen here with the pistols. So in a situation like this, wow, and it's actually going to be Kev just spraying down Malix through the door there. So that's very, very unfortunate. That kind of just how the pace of this game is going so far for Neon. Anyways, in these pistol rounds, it's really, when you go for this super, super light buy like they have, just P250, maybe even a 5.7 on a guy, but nothing much more than that, really all you're looking for is to maybe pick up 1 kill or pick up 2 kills, but you're probably not looking to really win the round. You're obviously always looking to win the round, but in this case you're just looking to get as many kills as possible, so 1 or 2 is better than none. And let's see if they're going to be able to pick up those 1 or 2. And on the Soar Gaming side of things, it's just easy breezing. And let's take a look at the scoreboard here, as Odin, the AWP for Soar, actually has 13 frags, and we're going to see Lowrider having 10 in the lurk position. So it is going to be Lowrider who actually enters this round rather than playing that lurk position here over towards B. So it is going to be that 5v3 advantage. However, Lowrider is all the way dropped down to 3 HP, so some good damage there, but I don't know that it's going to pay off in the end. And so again, just looking for exit frags here for Neon. Just maybe seeing if they can pick up a gun or 2 to kind of help their mediocre buy that they're going to have here in the next round. And let's see if they're going to be able to find anybody over here towards this B exit. It's going to be Odin who picks up Acro. Odin's going to get a second one onto Cuz, and it's going to be Odin who cleans up all three of them and actually gives himself 3 kills on the round. Only standing with 4 HP left, and that's going to put him way up on the scoreboard as he's 16-5. And we actually see Lowrider at 10-1, so that's huge. Lowrider seeming unstoppable so far, and really Soar Gaming seeming unstoppable. So let's see here. Going into the 11th round, it is crucial that Neon start picking up rounds. And like I said, this is about the scoreline that you expect to see at well, not at 9-1, but you expect to see the T side picking up at least 9 rounds. So if Neon can pull back and maybe get 3 or 4 or 5, really anywhere is better than where they're at right now. So let's hope that they can at least pick up a few more on this half before switching over to the more favored, in most cases, the T side. And so again, we see this very, very slow play, which is very, very interesting, because a lot of the times on T side, you see some fast and heavy aggression, and then usually after a pick or two, you see it kind of slow down, and you see maybe an execute, or, but for Soar Gaming, every round it seems that they play this slow towards A play, and it's going to be Lowrider and Tech who entry on both Mal and Acro. So again, this slow play towards A is just seemingly paying off, and I just don't know if it's a lack of confidence in Neon, or if it's just simply missed shots. And let's see if Chatterbox can do anything here in the backstab. He gets one, he actually picks up 2, so a huge backstab by Chatterbox. Is he going to be able to pick up the third? It's actually going to be Zach who drops down Chatterbox, but an awesome play by Chatterbox to come up and backstab 2 of the Soar Gaming players. And let's see if they're going to go for this retake here in this 3v2 scenario. It is going to be Cuz with the AWP and Hornet with the M4, and I may note that Cuz, with a lack of a profile picture, also has a lack of armor. So let's see if they're going to go for this, or if they're just going to opt to save these weapons. And so I'm assuming with this very slow play here, they're just looking for that initial pick, and maybe off that initial pick they try to retake the site. But as they don't see anybody giving up a position, it seems that they're just going to fall back and save these weapons. It is going to be Hornet sitting here at this door position for quite some time, seeing if anybody will come through that smoke there. He's not going to meet the fate of anybody, but it is going to be the 10th round for Soar Gaming. So, like I said, it's becoming a bit of an issue here for Neon, as if you think they can get 4 rounds in a row and they pull it back 10-5, win pistol, then it's like 10-8 or so. It wouldn't be too bad, but it is imperative that they start doing that now, because if not, it is going to be quite an abysmal scoreline. And so we do see actually a light buy around the 2 weapons saved for Neon. So you see just P250s on the guys who didn't save weapons in the last round. So let's see if Cuz and Hornet can make work of the 2 weapons that they saved from the previous round. And on the side of Soar Gaming, again, full everything. Everything that they want, everything that they've ever dreamed of, everything that they've wished for that they have. They have full grenades, full armor, full health, full everything. And unfortunately for Neon's side, I'm thinking that a 10-1 scoreline so far in this match is not what they've hoped and wished for, but let's see if they can turn it around. It's going to be a pop flash, and in this middle position towards A, nothing's going to be on, but it's going to be Kev who meets Acro here at long. Acro with that P250 gets dropped down. A smoke goes out for door, and they have this crossfire between Chatter and Mal here set up, so let's see if these P250s can go to work. It's going to be Zach who peeks out and gets one. It's actually going to be a perfect double peek by Zach and Tech to take down both Mal and Chatter, which is, it's just awesome teamwork there. Hornet actually in this position, and Connector is able to pick up one, as Cuz with the AWP is able to pick up another one. It's going to be Hornet who picks up the second kill of the round. He's going to be able to get... He's not going to be able to get the third. I thought he almost had it there, but it is going to be Lowrider who steps in to get that final kill and secure the 12th round in favor of Soar Gaming. And so now, very, very good economy play by Neon to have the 3 players save around the 2 weapons last round and actually have a full buy going into this round. So, good economy work there, as we do see Hornet with that AWP and 4 M4s. And Mal's actually going to try and walk out into this position. He's going to be greeted by 4 players, which, to be honest, is not a very good play, as he knows... or maybe he doesn't know, but at least I know from having the hindsight of being able to see everything, is that almost every round Soar Gaming has been going 3 or 4 guys posted outside of this A, waiting for things like that to happen, and Malex really just walking straight into it. A couple grenades, and then just eventually being taken out by Tech. And so again, seemingly the same play every round. I don't know if Neon is catching on to the fact that every time it seems that Soar plays this slow A, and if they get this pick at A, they end up wrapping around back towards B. And so we do see Hornet pick up a kill and bring it back to this 4v4 scenario, but like I said previously, it is usually a little bit favorable for the T side in this 4v4 situation. Chatterbox just being absolutely demolished by Tech as he wasn't even looking in that position anymore. And once again, it is going to be kind of a free bomb site here for Soar Gaming. I think Zach expects someone coming here, and yeah, he does spot out the ankles of Cuz, and he's going to be able to take him out with that headshot. Hornet's actually going to be able to pick up his second on a nice frag onto Odin, but it is still going to be an advantage for Soar Gaming. Let's see if Acro and Hornet can do anything. It is going to be Tech who takes out his third on the round onto Acro, and it's all going to be left up to Hornet with the only 2 kills in the round for Neon. He's going to be able to actually pick up a third, but it is going to be the grenade of Lowrider that ends the round and ends Hornet's life. So if we take a look at the scoreboard here, we see actually a pretty spread out scoreboard for Soar's side. We have Odin all the way up at that 16-7 mark, and we actually have Tech and Lowrider sharing 12 and 13 kills respectively. But the thing that you want to note is the fact that Lowrider only has 2 deaths, and the maximum amount of deaths that they have on the T side is 7. So a lot of very, very clean rounds here for Soar Gaming, and unfortunately at this pace and at this momentum, it seems like there's going to be a whole lot more of those to wrap up the finale of this match. And we'll see here, there's actually a stack by Neon towards long. They're actually going to be able to pick up one, so it is a good trade-off, and they are able to pick up that weapon. It's actually going to be dropped down to Mal, who has the armor, and let's see if he's going to be able to come up and do anything in this round. So knowing that there is that stack towards B, it is going to be a play towards A for Soar Gaming. It looks like they've already taken the site here, and let's see, Odin's going to take that shot, almost gets him through the door. That is Cuz there, and let's see. Are they going to save this weapon for the final round of the half? Or are they going to go ahead and try and take this 4v4 situation? Acro, it looks like he's going to get mollied out of that position. Yeah, he's going to have to run out into the open, and it's going to be Odin Zop that greets him. And Kev actually peeking out and being able to get Cuz, or should I say Cuz peeking out and being taken down by Kev, so Hornet actually picking up a nice shot onto Kev, so he does get another frag in the round, but let's see. No, it is going to go for broke unless he can pick up a weapon. No, it's going to be Tech who actually looks behind and picks up Hornet. So the weird thing about that round is that I feel like Neon is a little bit... the communication isn't there, or maybe it's just a thorough thought process may not be there as to whether or not they wanted to decide to save or to go for the exit frags, or it was kind of it looked like a mixed decision there for me. There were some players that were peeking out, but then there were some that were saving that really had the same utilities and stuff that the players that were peeking had. So let's see, it is going to be Cuz getting taken down by Tech. Unfortunately, that is a powerful takedown by Soar Gaming, as that was the AWP in the round for Neon. And it's going to be Kev who gets one on Chatterbacks. Acro is actually going to be able to return on 2. It is going to be Kev who picks up 3 kills in the round and gives Soar Gaming the 14th round of the half. So a huge half here by Soar Gaming. And then fortunately, really this game comes all down to this pistol round by Neon. So it's imperative that they get this pistol round to keep themselves in this game, because if not, they're going to be caused to force up, and that's not the best situation that you could be in. So let's see if they can get this pistol round, keep themselves in it for just a little bit longer. At this point, it's less about a comeback and more about just building confidence back going into the second game of this doubleheader. So again, there is another game that is going to happen this evening against DMS. And so right now, really, I feel like for Neon, they don't just want to get heartbroken about this evening. They want to just stay in this one and see if they can pick up as many rounds as possible to keep their mindset right. And there's going to be Lowrider who is trying to take that away from them as he picks up 2, one on Acro and one on Mal at the very beginning of the round. So it's already a very, very abysmal 3v5 situation for Neon. Not the situation that they want to be in. It's going to be Cuz who seemingly can't spot the guys that are shooting at him. Zach getting backstabbed, but is able to flick around and get Chatter. It's going to be Lowrider who gets his third on the round, so Lowrider just going huge. Let's see if Hornet can pick up any. He's actually going to be able to pick up the headshot onto Odin. Let's see. It looks like they're just going to try and abuse him. He's able to pick up Tech, and actually Kevin Lowrider must have had a disagreement there as Kev just team kills him, and so now Soar Gaming just kind of making fun of Neon, just rubbing it in their faces that it's now a 15-1 scoreline. So let's see. Like I said, if they lost that one, they're just going to have to go for the force-up, as it is going to be match point. Soar Gaming has 14 match points to work with, and then again, they still have overtime after that. So, like I said, let's just see if Neon can get a few more rounds to just get them back in the right mindset going into the second round here. And actually, Chatterbox with that awesome knife. So Kev is going to be able to take out the first one, but he's not going to be able to get Hornet, so it's actually going to be Hornet who picks up 2 nice headshots, and Hornet's going to be able to get 3 kills in the round, so a huge round so far by Hornet. And let's see if they can keep Neon in this game just a little bit longer. And so now kind of a slow play. Let's see if Hornet's going to be able to pick up his 4th kill of the round. If he does it, it would be huge. And he's just going to miss the shot. And it's going to be Odin who actually picks up 2. So not what you want to see in a 4 versus 2 situation. It's brought back to a 2v2 situation. And let's see, Acro's all alone over here, but he hears Lowrider. He's going to actually be able to get the dink and the body shot to pick up Lowrider. So it is going to be a 2 versus 1 situation. Odin on that full armor, an MP9, and a couple of utilities. So the flash is going to go in. Let's see if Acro's going to be able to get him with this P90. He drops him down to 36 HP, and I think it is going to be a bomb plant over towards B. So it is nice that they get that little extra money from the bomb plant, but let's hope that they can also get the kill into Odin, because if they don't get that, then there won't be a next round. Well, not entirely true. The bomb could explode. But it is going to be Acro who picks up Odin, so 15-2 is now the scoreline going into the 18th round. And like I said, at this point, Neon just needs to try and crawl back. Scratch, claw, crawl, claw, whatever, their way back into this one. Just try and get as many rounds as possible so they can keep high spirits going into the second match of the doubleheader, which again is also going to be on Kabul this evening. And so we kind of see the slow play, kind of the same play that Soar Gaming had on their T-half. And actually it's going to pay off as Mal-X is able to pick up Lowrider who peeks from long. So the advantage going to Neon, so it's good. It's good. As Neon can get the advantages, then they can win the rounds. A botched molly there by Acro. And so Chatterbox in this lurk position, seeing if maybe he can pick up another kill here from long. And so a very, very slow round here for Neon, but it looks like they're moving towards the B side as they have 4 there, and the bomb is there, and actually Chatterbox is wrapping around from that long A hold to join them here over towards B. And let's see, they only have very, very few utilities to work with. A missed smoke is going to cause some problems, but it is going to be Chatterbox who picks up Tekaru, so it is a 5v3 situation, but players very, very low on Neon's side. They have a guy at 3 HP and a guy at 22 HP. It's actually going to be Zach picking up the long-range deagle shot on a Chatterbox. The bomb is going to go down. It's going to be Hornet with a nice headshot onto Zach, so hopefully that kill there secures the round, as Odin is the only gentleman left on the Soar Gaming side, and the only thing he has to work with is a Mag 7, and that's not going to be the best weapon to work with here, as Neon are in these long-distance positions. And so let's see, it looks like Odin is just going to try and do what Neon did a lot of rounds on their CT side, which is just try and go for some exit kills. But it is going to be Mal-X picking up his 3rd kill on the round, so Mal-X going huge the past couple of rounds. And so as we can see, Odin just still holding strong at that 19-11 score. Lowrider with 17 kills. And actually, Hornet having, I mean, the best probably play here for Neon at 15 kills. And so I like the play that we're seeing by Neon. It's kind of, like I said before, kind of the similar play that we saw from Soar Gaming, which was basically just like, kind of take it slow. Let's see if Soar Gaming will make any mistakes, push out anywhere, give themselves up, you know, show a weak link, and then take advantage of that weak link. And right now that weak link is towards B, so let's see if they can spot that out. And if they can't, probably not a big deal, as there's actually only 4 USPs and a P250 on the Soar Gaming side. So definitely the utility advantage heavily in favor of Neon. As you can see up here, they have about 25,000 in equipment value, while Soar Gaming only has about 1,100. So let's see, very, very slow play. Almost, I don't want to say too slow, but giving up already 1 minute and 10 seconds of the round. And really no, other than Acro pushing up long, not a huge intelligence gained. And actually, Acro's pushed all the way up towards A, but it looks like it's still going to be a B hit for some reason here by Neon. That's the problem with running out of time there. So it is going to be Mal who picks up Tech, and it is going to be Odin who returns the favor onto Malix, and it's going to be Low Rider who picks up Chatterbox. But the bomb, let's see if he's going to make it back to A. I don't know. He's going to have to run with the bomb out. He's going to have to plant the bomb the instant he touches site. I don't know if he's going to have time. And I just don't think he's going to have enough time. He has to plant between the 5 and the 4 second mark, and it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. That's the position that you get yourself in when you wait that long into the round, especially with Acro pushed so far up at A, with the intelligence of knowing that seemingly nobody on A, all the way through long, all the way through that the wood boarding there at long to A site. And at that point in the round, it was too late to even just straight run and rotate and plant the bomb at A. So a huge upset there. You know, not the way. Even though they went down 16-3, really not the way that you would want to end the game. Like I said, the idea is to try and get as many rounds as possible, get as many kills as possible, rebuild that charisma, that spirit going into this second match of the doubleheader. But really disappointing way to end this first map here against Soar Gaming. So unfortunately, Las Vegas Neon CS record goes to 0-3. But let's take a break here for a few minutes and see if they can turn it around against DMS. So, again, that match is going to be on Kabul, and that's going to kick off right here in about 5 to 10 minutes. So, I appreciate it, guys, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Take you out and I wanna show you off. Take you out and take you out and I wanna take you out and take you out and I wanna show you off. Take you out and take you out and
And while we do have a few minutes here, guys, I do want to take a moment, like we did before the first match, to show you guys how awesome Ustake.com is. So if you don't know what Ustake is the first fully integrated sports staking platform that allows the masses to invest in skilled sports players for entry in live events. So the cool thing about this is that Ustake has actually taken the vertical leap into esports. So not only are they talking about sports like maybe poker events or NASCAR events or something like that, they're also talking about esports events. So through Ustake.com's awesome platform, you can actually support your 2016 Las Vegas Neon CSGO team. And so as you can see here, this crowdfunding platform allows you to do a plethora of different things. And so for any amount of donation, you get rewarded with some cool things. If you're interested in sponsorship type stuff, if you're not interested in sponsorship type stuff, then obviously you can still donate to the crowdfunding campaign and support your awesome Las Vegas Neon players. But as you can see here, the sponsorship levels range from anything between $5 and $3,000, and so basically, as you can see, maybe $5 is just, you know, friendly donation, not much included, not much attached. $10 allows you to be invited to the exclusive Ask Me Anything in August, so coming up here shortly. For $50 you can get a neon shirt. And then when you come up here to more of like a corporate sponsor, things that you would be doing specifically for the sponsorship reasons, you know, for $3,000, Neon will mention and promote your branding during matches and streams, and all of that stuff. So Ustake, an awesome platform, and like I said, it's an awesome platform that allows you to stake money into real life sporting events. So basically what happens is that it's all an automatic process. You find a player, you find a backer, type up an agreement, sign a contract, transfer money, keeping track of taxes, paying out winnings, all that stuff is taken care of completely automatically through the Ustake platform and through what the guys at Ustake are doing. And so that process being streamlined, as well of the security of having secured funds when it comes to backing somebody and receiving your reward if the backing of somebody is successful. It's all very, very secure. Plus, there's an awesome community and social aspect around the whole Ustake platform. So if you're interested in doing that, please check out Ustake.com and please support your 2016 Las Vegas Neon CSGO team. And so once again, we're going to jump straight back into the knife round here on the second match of the doubleheader. This time, we have your Las Vegas Neon CSGO team against Team DSM. Now, Team DSM actually comes into this one 2-0, while Neon, coming off that hard loss against Soar Gaming, comes into this 0-3. So, I'm going to be very interested in seeing how this one goes, as you have an undefeated team against a team that doesn't have a win. So, on that note, and on a good note, Hornet is going to pick up the final kill onto Lime. And so that is going to give Neon the option to start on whatever side that they would like here on their second match. So let's see what they go ahead and decide to go with. And it is going to be Neon starting on that T side, which is what is expected. As I was saying in the last match, is that the T side is usually the favorite side, and it's usually the side that you see more rounds being picked up on. And like I said previously, it's usually about a 9-6 or an 8-7. It's fairly close, but usually favors the T side by 1 or 2 rounds. So let's see what happens here. It is going to be Neon with a full armor by all around Acro, Hornet, Cuz, Chatterbox, Mal, all with armor. And it's going to be this quick drop play. Let's see what happens here. It's going to be Hornet who gets the first frag on a Sharp, so a nice start here to this match. And DS, we're going to call him Minus. Minus is going to pick up the frag onto Chatterbox, and MRE is going to get one onto Acro, but it is going to be Mal who picks up the second kill there for Neon, and is going to bring it back to this 3v3 situation. So this is huge for Neon. They need to come into this one overpowering Team DSM, rather. And they really need to get themselves back in the groove of things here. So let's see. We're going to see this battle between Hornet and Knife, and it's seemingly a long one. And another battle is going to come in here between Cuz and Lime. Lime is going to win that one, so the advantage goes towards DSM, and now the advantage is hugely towards DSM. Hornet's going to be able to pick up one onto Knife, and he's still somehow alive, even though Minus is still fighting with him. And it's going to be Minus and Lime who stay alive to win the round. So the defuse is going to come in, and in this situation, one of the positive things that you have to look at here is the fact that Neon was able to get the bomb down. So that means that they can either force up some light SMGs or some heavier pistols here in this round, or the better thing to do is probably to just save this round and then go for maybe an AK buy in the next round. So on the DSM side, we actually see some heavier utility. We have a P90, a FAMAS, and a Scout coming in. We have a lot of grenades on the DSM side, and on the Neon side of things, we have just some upgraded pistols, but other than that, not much. So the first interaction is going to come between MRE and Hornet, and there's going to be MRE who picks up the kill, finalizes the kill with that grenade there, and Knife backstabbing Malix and Cuz there from that B long position. So a very, very quick 5v2 advantage here, and you didn't really expect much, and actually, that kill from Acro is a little bit better than expected. So like I said, in these save rounds, 1 kill is better than 0 kills, and really 1 or 2 kills isn't a bad ordeal. So Sharp getting the kill under Chatterbox, and there's going to be Acro with the Scout that he picked up off of MRE's dead body. And actually, Acro's going to be able to pick up one, but he is going to be taken down by Sharp. So 2-0 in favor of DSM here, but actually a nice rounds there. And picking up 2 kills, taking out 2 weapons, more importantly, from the DSM side. So they're going to have to rebuy some weapons, which keeps their money kind of light. You see MRE on 100, and you see Lime on 50. And like I said, in this round, because of that bomb plant that they got in their first round, they're actually able to AK up, and actually a little bit better utility than I thought that they would have. We see 3 people having smokes, everyone at least having a flash, and 3 people having that HE grenade as well. So some good utility, a little bit better than I expected. And so we're going to kind of see this same slow play that we saw in the previous match. And, I don't know, maybe, they're just seeing how things start off here. But I expect to see some new things, some things that we didn't see in the last match by Neon, trying to maybe, if things start off slow again here for Neon, change some things up a bit. And so as it stands, it actually looks like Neon is favoring that B site. The bomb is over there, and the bigger amount of players are over there, with 4 actually now, as as Acro is coming in from that rotate off of A. And so that's just going to leave Chatterbox over there to deal with anybody coming off the A push. Actually, that melee is going to be nice. If it spreads, it actually might hurt Cuz, and yeah, Cuz actually gets dropped down all the way to 30 HP, so a little bit more than it did because he was in that position to throw that smoke. And on that grenade execute towards B, it's actually going to be Chatterbox who peeks his little head out there at A to see if he can get any damage on the two gentlemen that are still at A. And actually, it's going to be a nice hit here. It's going to be Mal and Acro who pick up one. Chatterbox is going to come in with one of his own, but it is going to be Sharp who actually holds off two before Chatterbox come in and finish off Knife to give Neon the third round, but their first round of the match. And so at this point, you know, it's nice that those kills happen in that save round, because now you can see there are some people on very, very low money. Sharp isn't able to buy, Lime isn't able to buy, and then you still have MRE and another player on $0. So a nice round, and let's hope this is the momentum that Neon can gain. So, you know, hopefully they can take this round as well, and they can start to kind of bully DSM the way Soar Gaming did to them in the previous match. And actually, a little bit of a nice pre-fire there by Hornet to drop Lime down to 50 HP. And I think he's returning the favor from Chatterbox getting taken out from that smoke, through that smoke in the last match there at that long platform. And so again, another very slow play, cautious play, and maybe even a little too cautious for my liking. But it is going to be Malix who seemingly just peeks out on his own, which is a little bit of a problem there, and it is going to be Minus who actually gains the advantage for Team DSM. And so I really, really don't like that play there. Malik's in a position where he cannot be traded out if he does die, and that's exactly what happens. He dies, and there was nobody there to trade him out. And so now actually Team DSM, Minus it is going to be boosting up a player into that drop room. And it looks like it's a B and A split here, and I'm kind of confused as to what's going on. They're rotating players from B to A, that is on the Team DSM side, so not a terrible play as long as they can get out onto the B site and plant this bomb and get into a decent after plant position before Lime is able to spot them out. But let's see what happens here. Minus comes in. He's going to be able to get one. And it's all going to be left up to Hornet with only 9 seconds left on the clock. Let's see if Hornet can pull anything off here. He's going to be able to pick up one, but it is going to be Minus who comes in and claims the head of Hornet. So the thing that I really didn't like about that round was how they tried to throw with only 4 players left. So already at a disadvantage of not having all 5 players, they actually split it up and go 2 and 2 rather than trying to do something like 3-1. Another problem with that, which is kind of out of their control, was the fact that Lime got boosted into that upper position in the drop room. So you know, a very bad backstab. But let's see what happens here. It is going to be a light by the Neon side. Minus is going to be able to pick up the first one. It's going to be Sharp who takes the second one. Let's see if Sharp is going to be able to get a second. He does. And it's only going to leave 2 players remaining here for Neon. Let's see. Mal, I feel his spider senses are tingling here, but let's see if he's able to pick up MRE's M4. He's shooting through the smoke, so now MRE knows he's there, and at that point it's just going to be a cleanup for MRE. The last player for Neon is Acro, and he is over in this long A position. He has a P250 to work with, so it is at a mediocre range. It is a one-shot headshot, so let's see if he's able to pick up the dome piece of any of these Team DSM players. The first player that he is going to meet is MRE, and MRE is looking the wrong way, so if Acro does this right, he'd actually be able to get... actually, no, Acro is just going to ignore him, and he's going to walk through towards A, and actually, that might not be that bad of a play if he can pick up the guy that's on A site, but nope, it is going to go in favor of Sharp. Sharp is going to actually pick up 3 kills on the round, and so a fairly clean round there for DSM, only losing 1 player there. And so now Neon on that double save, you saw those P250s and those light gun, not light gun, I should say light pistol buy in the previous round. And now again you see another light buy with Cuz affording, with only Hornet, Cuz, and Chatter buying armor, and everybody else, including those 3 on pistols. So again, another light buy, a double save, maybe not the worst thing to do. You know, they don't want to get too far behind economy-wise, as they did in the previous match. And so they're probably making the right decision here, taking things a little bit slow, but oh my gosh, the sad thing about this is the position that Lime's in. Lime's going to be able to pick up 1. Lime picks up 3 kills, and it's going to be Minus on the other side who picks up Chatter. So a huge round for Lime, and it's all going to be left up to Malex, who gets taken out by Minus. So 3 kills by Lime in that backwards position. He probably could have had more, but oh my gosh, Lime in these flanking positions has come in huge for his team. And so a couple things to note about the scoreboard so far is maybe Sharp's 103 ping, but moreover, Minus's 10-1 score line, and Cuz's 0-6 score line. So some Neon players still struggling coming off that last match, but hopefully they can start gaining some of that momentum that they need. And so it's actually going to be the entry frag by Acro there. Not quite an entry frag, as it wasn't really towards the site. It was actually in a very awkward position in that stairwell there in between Dragonlore and Middle A. But nonetheless, still the advantage towards Neon, which is huge. A thing that they haven't done that much on Kabul this evening. And right now, actually, with that pick towards A, and I don't know if it's really towards A, but it's kind of by A in that stairwell, there's a huge weak link at A, as there's only 1 player there in MRE. So let's see if they do try and take advantage of that pick there, or if they're actually going to just fall off and kind of play like Soar Gaming did, and after getting that pick at A, hoping maybe a player or 2 will rotate off of that B site. But unfortunately for them, it is going to be DSM still having 3 players towards this B site. Hornet is going to get that entry towards B, so now they have 2 entry frags, and DSM hasn't retaliated yet. Chatter's actually going to get a nice headshot onto MRE, so it should be a pretty clean round from here on out, getting the bomb plants and hopefully picking up the 2 final frags. His knife only has that Mag 7. Let's see what happens here, as Minus is actually boosted up in that tree position. Let's see if he's going to be able to spot anybody out. It's actually going to be the blind Malex who he takes down. Minus is going to be able to pick up 2 frags before Hornet kills Knife, so it's all going to be left up to Minus, and there's going to be Acro who comes in with the backstab to pick up his 2nd kill and the final kill of the round to give Neon their 2nd round out of the 7 rounds played so far here. And so let's see, actually, because they double saved and because of the bomb plants that they've been getting, actually Neon has a really good amount of money. A lot of their players being able to buy up full grenades and actually still having a K or 2 left over, so that's awesome by Neon. Good economy management there, but it needs to be less about economy management and more about just out-aiming the opponent at this rate, as, like I said, it usually is a 8-7, 9-6 scoreline in favor of the T side here on Kabul, and it's already looking that Neon is slipping a little bit below that, as DSM already has 5 rounds on their CT side. So, obviously, no problems. Neon can still get themselves back into this one. There's only a 3-round difference, and it's only 7 rounds in. This being the 8th round, so let's see. Actually, the blind MRE is going to be able to find Chatterbox, so that's unfortunate. Mal already be dropped down to around 60 HP, so a huge advantage so far by DSM in this round, but let's see if Neon can bring it back. It's actually going to be the blind Lime who's able to get the blind Cuz, so a lot of blind shots being taken here, but seemingly favoring DSM in a huge way. And so let's see, Lime's actually going to take down Malex even a little bit more than he already was. So now a really huge advantage here by DSM. And let's see, usually in this situation, in the previous match, Neon would just save the utility they have. And let's see what they go for here. Let's see if they're going to take this 3v5 situation on. And the only reason I really say that usually a 3v5 situation wouldn't be too terrible to withstand, and it's definitely possible, but Malex being dropped down to 9 HP already in this round. So it is going to be Lime getting Hornet, but Acro's actually able to pick up 1, and Malex is going to get 1 as well. So it's brought back to a actually 2v2 situation as Acro gets his 2nd kill of the round. He hears that scope of MRE around this corner. Let's see if he's going to be able to get him. MRE going for a nutty shot, but it's going to be Acro who punishes him for doing so. Now it's dropped down to a 1v1 situation, but the problem here is that Team DSM has the bomb here on B site, and it's going to be Knife who just dances around the bomb, dances around that fountain on B site, and just laughs at Neon for having their final player miles away from the bomb. And so again, we're going to be able to see another buy here by Neon because of the way they've been managing their money so far and because of the bomb plants. But the most important thing right now is that Hornet has that AWP. So let's see if he's going to be able to overpower the AWPs of DSM, as they do have two, one on Lime and one on MRE. So let's see. Chatterbox is making his way in here, but he's just looking the wrong direction. Sharp's going to be able to pick him up. No problemo. And it is going to be that 5 versus 4 advantage already for Team DSM. And so again, other than that aggression, and that's the second time we've seen that, Lime's going to be able to pick up, because that's the second time that we've seen that, where the only really aggression at the very beginning of the round has been by a player going in alone. We saw it originally by Malix in that drop room, and then we see it right there by Chatterbox into that A main area, mid A area. And so Lime's actually going to pick up his second AWP kill on the round, but if you're going to do that initial aggression like that, it's imperative that you have somebody that can trade you out if it fails. And neither times that they've had that initial aggression have they had someone there to trade them out. And so now Hornet just trying to strafe jump around the corner, gets taken out by Sharp, and it's going to be Sharp who picks up his second kill on the round, or his third kill on the round, to clinch the 7th round there for Team DSM. So going into the 10th round, it is imperative that Neon start to do something here. They are going to be, I'm assuming, they're going to save this round, but let's see. This match pause might be a tactical pause to talk about whether or not they just want to continue to force up here. And let's see. Okay, so they did pick up a round 2 rounds ago, so they're not on max loss bonus or anything like that. But hopefully, I'm not exactly sure who is taking the tactical pause, but hopefully it's Neon thinking through, what have we done wrong so far? What can we do better coming up in these next couple of rounds, and hopefully just getting a few rounds on this T side before they switch over to that harder to play CT side for most people. So coming back into this round, it is going to be a save on the Neon side. Just some upgraded pistols on everyone, and actually going to be Chatterbox with a little extra cash. Grabbing that smoke grenade, and it looks like it's going to just be a straight out hard B hit. Chatterbox all the way up into this speedway position. He's going to be able to get out knife, but it is it is going to be minus, actually really everybody on DSM's side chiming in there, minus picking up 2 kills in the round, but a kill for MRE, a kill for Lime, and a kill for Sharp. So Knife, the only one without a kill there in that round. So a very clean round for DSM there, only giving up 1 kill to Neon. And so now I'd like to see Neon switch some things up a bit, play a little bit more aggressive, or hit hard in a different position, do a little bit something different than what they've been doing here. But let's see if they'll try something new. It looks like it's going to be that hard aggression at long, so I like what I see so far. Let's see if they're going to be able to do anything with it. They do get flashed out. All 3 players there that were doing that hard aggression at long got flashed, so it is going to slow it down a little bit. Chatter's going to be able to pick out Sharp, who was trying to quick flank behind. But even though Chatter did get that kill onto Sharp, it is going to be known that Neon is favoring that B site. And it is going to be Minus who returns onto Malix and brings it back down to a 4v4 situation. Cuz actually hitting a really nice headshot onto DSM. So let's see. Now it's imperative that Hornet's... he's going to get the edge of him. So Hornet's going to be able to peek out Knife. And it is going to be a 4 versus 2 situation, but actually Lime and MRE both on an AWP. So let's see if they just decide to save this, because this is like $10,000 we're talking about, and that's not even including the utility. Let's see if they just go ahead and decide to save it, or if they're just going to say, the hell with it, we have enough money, we can buy again, no big deal, we have a bunch of rounds. Let's see what happens. Chatter is going to set the bomb down here, and let's see. It looks like they're going to go for it. MRE and Lime pushed up into this rock position. Actually, Lime kind of holding the back until MRE can make something happen towards the site. And let's see, are they going to be able to pick up anyone? Hornet gets one. It's going to be Lime. Lime misses a shot on the Chatterbox, but is Chatterbox going to be able to finish the job? No, it's going to be Lime who picks up Chatterbox now. He spots out Hornet behind this position here behind Chicken Coop. It's going to be Lime who actually gets a nice headshot onto Acro, so a 2v1 situation, but not enough time to go for it, so he's just going to pull back, but 2 nice kills. I wouldn't really call them exit frags, but 2 nice end-round kills. And so now, coming into this round, and coming into the rounds after this, it looks like Neon really needs to use this situation to start and build momentum. Something that they really haven't done tonight. And so, picking up this round, really they don't have enough, they really need to use all the rounds left in this half to just build that momentum and to just take it to 8-7. Excuse me. And so it is that slow play, and I don't know if I like this slow play coming off that fast aggression in the last round, and the only reason I say that is because that fast aggression in the last round seemed to work, and really, I mean, other than another 2 other rounds, really that's the only thing that seemingly worked, is that hard aggression, that different play style, rather than this slow play for pick, default positions play style. I really like that hard aggression. It seemingly paid off for him, but they're not going to go back to it this round, but let's see what happens. Minus is going to pop flash himself in to check the top of drop down, but nothing is going to be on, so it's still this 5v5 situation. Again, taking a whole hell of a lot of time, really, is Neon. We saw that hurt them in the last round. Let's see what happens here. It's going to be MRE who picks up Acro, but Chatter's going to return. And actually, Chatter, not even checking his corners, is going to be taken down by Sharp. And it's going to be Lime picking up Malix. Let's see if that AWP on Hornet can return any kills. And no, Lime's actually going to hit a really nice shot onto Hornet. And Lime's going to flick over and he's going to get Cuz. So 3 huge frags by Lime there. 2 really, really nice frags. And the 12th round is going to go in favor of Team DSM. So 9-3 the scoreline here so far. And unfortunately, the thing about this that's so terrible for Neon is the fact that they never were able to string more than 1 round together. They weren't able to string 2 or 3 rounds together, so their economy is just obliterated by it. And so when you win a round, and then you start building money, and then you lose a round, your loss bonus gets reset. And so basically they're left to nothing as Knife and Lime able to pick up Mal and Chatterbox. It's going to be Knife who picks up another one, but Hornet actually returns, so a nice kill by Hornet, but it is going to be Lime who comes in and is just trying to run over Neon. And it's going to be all left up to Acro. Acro's going to throw, I think, a smoke, or a flash, I don't know, I'm not quite sure what it was, but it's not going to matter as MRE picks up the frag onto him, and it's going to be 10-3 for DSM. And so now going into these final 2 rounds, really Neon, I just want to see something different from them. I want to see something different. They've worked really hard towards B in the beginning of rounds, maybe see something towards A, maybe see some hard aggression anywhere else than what they've been doing, which is kind of this slow 3-2 split. Let's see if they're going for this hard aggression out long. Let's see if it works. Malik's just getting caught on the fire isn't going to do much good. They still do have 3 players here, and the Molly is going to be smoked out, so let's see what happens. Cuz is able to get Knife through the smoke, and let's see. If they would have just pushed that smoke, they would have had an awesome opportunity to just take out, really in a 1v3 situation, it would have been minus, but now that there have been some rotators over here, they actually already have a flank, and Lime's been doing that all this game, all the way wrapped around, and then all the other 3 players still here towards B, so Lime has all the information in the world, knowing that they're coming here towards this B position. But actually, Neon kind of find an opening to sneak around Lime and possibly take it towards A, and like A is completely open. If you look here, everyone is on this side of the map. And so you have all this position here at A that's completely open. Let's see what happens. MRE is going to take out Acro, so it's brought down to a 4v3 situation for Neon. Neon taking a whole hell of a lot of time, so, you know, giving that opportunity for somebody in Sharp on Team DSM to rotate over. But let's see, is Chatterbox going to be able to pick up the frag? After about 20 bullets, he does do so. Let's see, it's dropped down to a 3v3 situation. And let's see, Now after plant positions and hold, and Neon should have this round. Let's see what happens here. Cuz is going to be mollied out of his position a little bit. It's going to be Minus who picks up one. Cuz missing a few shots, but is going to finally pick up the kill onto Minus. So a 2v2 situation. This is kind of a huge round here for Neon. MRE is going to catch out Hornet, and it is going to be Cuz who picks up one. It's a 1v1 situation. Lime with the 5-7 out against Cuz. Cuz is looking in the wrong position. It's going to be Lime who just seemingly backstabs every round. Is going to do it again. And yes, he is. And it is going to be 11-3 here for Team DSM as a defuse does come in. And so now coming into this final round, Neon really just need to try and get that one more round. Every round helps here before you go and switch over to the CT side. Let's see what happens. Let's see if they're going to go with that aggression or not. Actually, Minus is going to boost up here, and he's going to go with his own aggression. He's able to pick up one in Hornet. He actually hit him twice. It is going to be Sharp who picks up two, so just blindly running through the smoke is Cousin Chatterbox. Not the best decision here, and it's going to be Knife who picks up Acro. Acro again in a position where he can't be traded out by a teammate. And that's seemingly been a kind of a huge problem for Neon, as that's been the 4th or 5th time where they've been in a position where they lose their advantage, or they just hand over the advantage to Team DSM because they're going in a position solely. But it is going to be Mal who's trying to make something of this round, but he is going to be taken out by Lime in that backstab position. Again, Lime just backstabbing, backstabbing, backstabbing. And so we're just waiting for the guys to ready up here, and then we'll get into the second half here of the second match of the doubleheader. Again, we're here on DE Cobble, and while we have a minute here, I do just want to remind you guys that you should check out Ustake.com. The stream is brought to you by myself and Ustake.com. Ustake.com offering Neon the opportunity to crowdfund on their platform to gain some awesome sponsorships and some awesome opportunities through their crowdfunding platform. So check them out, Ustake.com that is. And if you're even feeling that supportive, you can actually donate to the crowdfunding campaign that the Las Vegas Neon CSGO team has set up there. And so on this pistol round, it is just going to be a super huge hit by Team DSM towards this B site, and really I don't know what's going on with Neon. Neon just leaving the B site completely open. Now there was guys towards B, but the site itself was not occupied whatsoever, so it is a 4v4 situation, but the bomb does already go down, so kind of an awkward position to be in with nobody on B site, 4 players still alive, but the bomb already planted. So it is going to be Lime who picks up one. Let's see what happens here. Is Neon going to be able to pick up anyone? Hornet actually gets one in MRE. Lime is able to pick up one, Minus able to pick up one, but it's going to be Acro who comes in huge, picking up Minus and Knife. It's going to be dropped down to a 1v1 situation. He's going to tap the bomb to try and draw out Lime. Let's see, Lime has been so good, but it's going to be Acro who hits a nice headshot, and Acro coming in huge with 4 kills this round and bringing his team a huge pistol round. So this could be a game changer for Neon. Acro, he's going to be able to pick up the defuse to win the round, so huge, huge play by Acro there in that 1v1 situation. Kind of finally just sticking it to Lime, saying, no, Lime, you can't run over us every single round. And so for Team DSM, they're just going to go for the light pistol buy. Nothing much, just P250s all around. And on Neon's side, they're just looking to start running over Team DSM. Actually, Hornet peeking out of this long position is going to be dropped down by the headshot of Knife, so an advantage already towards Team DSM, but definitely not a huge advantage as the equipment advantage is towards that Neon side. So Cuz is going to bring it back down to a 4v4 situation. Let's see if MRE is going to be able to pick up Malix here. Malix seemingly missing a lot of shots there. With that P90 dropped all the way down to 9 HP, so let's see what happens here. And actually, Acro being dinked out from that position as well, so low HP on both Malix and Acro, and again, the bomb just being able to be freely planted on this B site. Let's see, Cuz coming in. Is he going to be able to pick up any kills here? to try and retake this side. He's going to be able to get one as Chatterbox gets minus on the opposite side of the mats. So it is a 3 versus 2 situation, and if DSM play this right, they could win this round. It is going to be Knife who gets dropped down, and it's all going to be left up to MRE. Cuz in the smoke looking for the bomb, but can't quite find it. And it is going to be Cuz who gets that final kill, and they do have a kit here. Let's see, okay, finally they find that bomb in that smoke, and the defuse is going to come in plenty of time to win the round. So in this round, we actually see, because of the 2 plants that Team DSM were able to get, they're actually able to pretty much completely full buy here. Full utility, full armor, full AKs for everyone. And still on Neon, they're still on a P90 on one player, on 2 more SMGs, one on Hornet and an MP7 and one in Acro and a UMP. So actually kind of an equipment, even though the equipment value actually looks like it favors Neon a little bit, I'd say that it actually favors DSM with the exact utility that they have. So let's see what happens. I'd be very interested to see if Neon can win this round. And so a slow play here by Team DSM as they're getting flashed out of this long position, as there are 4 players and the bomb directed towards B. But Neon doing a good job to use the smokes and the flashes to kind of hold off that initial push by Team DSM. And so it looks as if at any second here, maybe at 1 minute or so, they're going to see some sort of an execute here towards A. Still some slow play here. It's smoked out again, so Malik's taking very good advantage of his nades there. And let's see, Lime is actually just going to push through this position. He's going to try and gain some of that ground on platform. And let's see what happens here. Again, it's crazy to see all these players here towards this B site. Only 2 players over here on this side of the map. 8 players on the B side of the map. So let's see what happens here. It is just going to be a full-out gun battle. Cuz picking up the first kill on the Lime, so the advantage towards Neon. Malik's in a very good position to come in huge with this P90. He's able to pick up 2 kills, which is awesome. MRE returning onto Acro. MRE picking up a second one on the Malik, so he drops it back down to a 3v2 situation. Chatterbox coming in and making it a 3v1 situation, and hopefully giving Neon all they need to pick up their 6th round here. MRE is actually able to get the kill on one. He is going to get the plan off, which is huge in any manner for his team, but he is going to have to pick up all 5 kills in the round to pull this off for his team. If he does it, it'll be insane. He's dropped already down to 22 HP, so it is going to be a hard battle. He has actually to pick up Hornet, and if he does this, oh my god, MRE picks up the headshot on the Chatterbox, and it is going to be a 1 versus 3 situation, and it is going to be 5 kills and the ace for MRE. It's just absolutely insane. A huge round there for MRE. And I don't know what's... It's just not... It's not good for Neon. The unfortunate thing about what Neon did there is that it was a 1v3 situation, but because of the way Neon played it, they gave him 3 1v1 situations, which makes it just exponentially easier for MRE to win that. And that's exactly what he did. He got the guy on Speedway, and then because the way the guys split up, even though it didn't seem that much like it, just a few seconds of a timing error there between the Neon teammates, he was actually able to get 2 1v1 positions on the 2 remaining guys, and really that was the make it or break it deal for Neon in that round. So in this round, we already see 2 kills by Cuz, but it's not going to be enough to take this round, I don't think, because in this round, he would have to ace in order to win the round. So let's see what he can do here. He does have the bomb down, which is a good thing, but it is going to be MRE spraying through all of his bullets, really the entire clip, to get Cuz. So the 19th round is going to go in favor of Team DSM. But the good thing about this round coming up is that Neon are actually going to be able to buy in this round. So let's see, 2 FAMAS, 3 M4, and actually some decent utility. So let's see what happens here. A moderately slow play coming out by Team DSM. We saw them do that aggression towards long in some of the previous rounds, but it looks like they're doing that same 4-1, the 4 stack towards B. So let's see what happens. Lime is just so aggressive always. Let's see. He's actually able to somehow dink Mal for 93 HP with that AK there, and Hornet's actually dealing some damage over there to Sharp. And so let's see here. 2 players, but only 1 player really on that site position. That's in Malix, and he only has 7 HP. So again, we're seeing Neon not really take advantage of being able to hold 3 or 4 different angles from site. They're actually just playing 2 guys in drop, and let's see what happens here. Knife's going to be able to pick up 2 entries towards the site, so already a nice round by Knife as Acro comes in and gets Slime, so the Backstabber is gone and actually completely flashed. Minus is going to be able to take out Acro, so that's an insane kill by him. Chatterbox on the other side of the map is going to be able to pick up Sharp and bring it back down to a 2v3 situation. It's a doable situation as Knife is only on 12 HP and MRE has already dropped down 5 HP below half health. And so let's see what happens here. Chatterbox with already 1 kill in the round, Acro with the other, so between Chatterbox and Hornet, they're going to need 3 more kills to do this. And let's see what happens here. There's one of them that are going to be coming in from drop, and one of them coming in through door. And it is going to be Chatter to deal with the low HP Knife. Let's see if they're going to go for this. They're actually just going to fall back, so I do not know in this scoreline if that was the right call. Okay, they do have decent HP, both of them having 17 and 34, or I'm sorry, 24 HP above half health, so they had decent HP to work with here. Now the thing is okay, they got the kill on to Knife, so let's see if they're going to be able to save these, and it looks like they are. So I don't know if it's the right decision. At least, let's say the positive thing coming out of that is that they were both able to save the weapons that they wanted to and that they intended to. But I just don't know. I don't know. The unfortunate thing about playing in these league matches is that you're not able to see how much damage you do to your opponent, so they weren't able to see that there was only 12 HP on one of the players and only like 40 or so HP on another one. If they would have known that, it might have changed their mind as to whether or not they wanted to go for that situation. So there's going to be a quick pop flash in here by DSM to come into mid, but it is going to be Hornet who punishes that. Let's see. Knife is actually already out into this position, but it is going to be Mal who picks him up, and it's going to be Minus who returns onto Acro, but it is going to be the advantage, the huge advantage given by Cuz and Chatterbox, and it is at 3v1, but we've seen this before. Let's see if Lime can pull off a crazy maneuver again. And so they are trading. He's just jumping up in the air in the middle of the shot. I'm not sure what that's about. He's actually going to peek long and pick up Chatterbox. I don't think Chatterbox was expecting that whatsoever. So it is a 1v2 scenario, but Lime only on 12 HP. The good thing about this is that he does have the bomb, but hopefully within the next few seconds, Hornet or Cuz realizes that he might not have been committed towards B, and he's actually taking a super long route here. So. And it looks, as the timing looks, it looks like he's actually going to be able to make it to site. He's walking it slow, so let's see what happens here. If he waits any longer, Cuz is going to come through that door. If he would have just ran to site and plant, he would have had all the time in the world to set up in an after plant position, but now Cuz is watching that cross from that long position into the wood boards or towards site. So let's see what happens here. Cuz watching, and actually it's going to be Lime who just looks the other way, and actually he wants to take the battle here. And so he's just going to go ahead and get the plant, which is cool because Team DSM gets some extra money in the next round, even if he doesn't clutch out this round. But let's see what happens. You never know. 12 HP on Lime, a 1v2 scenario, who has a drop on him, but it's going to be Hornet who flicks around and gets Lime. So 15-16 now the scoreline, in Neon in a position where they're starting... in a position again where they reset their max the loss bonus, but actually at this rate it doesn't matter because it is match point, and Team DSM does have 9 of those match points to work with, so it's pretty much all or nothing here for Neon. Buy out every round, buy everything that you can every round, and just hope to win as many rounds as possible and take it to overtime. So let's see what happens here. Team DSM on match point, like I said, 9 of them to work with. And actually, in this round, they have a very, very good buy, so... And so some flashes through actually blinds Mal. Let's see if MRE is actually going to be able to pick him up with that Tech 9, but it's going to be Acro who avenges Malix, and it's going to be dropped back down. Actually, Knife is going to pick up Acro to actually give the advantage towards Team DSM, so that 4v3 that we're looking at. And Cuz in a good position to be able to take out the bomb planner and Lime, who's already dropped down to 50 HP. And Knife actually only has 35 HP, so this retake is definitely doable by Neon, but let's see if they can do it. The after plant positions and the holds have been so good by Team DSM. As Knife picks up one, Lime's going to be able to pick up the one other one. It's going to be all left down to Cuz. Cuz is going to... take some damage from minus, and it's going to be just enough to kill him. So it is going to be a 16-6 scoreline. Unfortunately, we see Neon falling again in this match, which means that their record for this season is going to be 0-4, and I believe that takes Team DSM to 3-0, and so unfortunately an unfortunate night here for Neon. It really just, the problem that I saw here was just Neon could never gain enough momentum to make a difference in the game. Every time that they got around, it was followed up by the opponent getting the next round back, and they never were able to build an economy. They were never able to, like I said, just basically string rounds together, gain momentum, keep charisma, basically just have good vibes during the match. Because every time that they got around, they would just be destroyed the next round, which would reset their economy and just cause so many more problems than really if they even wouldn't have run the round in the first place. Nonetheless, they still have a whole ton of matches left this season. There's still 6 weeks left, I believe, so 12 matches. They got plenty of time to turn it around. No big deal whatsoever. A rough start to the season, but a little bit more practice, a little bit more dedication, and there's no reason why Neon can't come back strong in the next week. And I do believe that next week's matches are on DE_Inferno. So as soon as those get scheduled, I'm sure you'll have information on when the stream will go live and things like that. Anyways, guys, before I leave, I do want to mention again, as you can see over on the right side of the screen, this is all brought to you by myself at Not Just Epic on Twitter, and by Ustake.com. So with the help of Ustake.com, we're able to put on this broadcast. Ustake.com has allowed the Las Vegas Neon CSGO team to actually crowdfund on their website. And through that crowdfunding campaign, they're able to raise money to help with all sorts of entry fees and season fees, league fees, help bolster their streams and all of like that. So if you want to check out Ustake.com, if you're a passionate Las Vegas Neon CSGO team fan, you can support with $5, $1. However much you want to support with, and basically buy into the dream of the Las Vegas Neon CSGO team, and all of that is thanks to Ustake. So a big thanks to Ustake for being able to do this tonight and for sponsoring the Las Vegas Neon CSGO team, and a huge shout out for the guys for playing these matches and always trying their hardest. So we'll see them back, and we'll see them back stronger than ever. And, hopefully you guys are here to see that as well. So thanks, guys, and have a great night.